Keep going. 5. We must be near the island.
Near the island.
I'll get you there.
It's a glandular problem.
Well, I'm all discombobulated. All right, we are just about to get started.
There's actually 3 people in there. Well, 1, maybe 2 if you count me. 5 if you count me. I don't know.
It's a number.
It's a number.
Got a dog in here. Yeah, that's for sure.
That is true. That might be my cute.
All right. Pop out the chat. Stream, let's do that, and we need this. Alrighty. What's up, Carlos? How you doing? Carlos, my friend. Hey, Damien. How are you doing? It's good to see you there. There's going to be a bit of a delay on the stream. Stephen Miller in the house. Everyone's saying hello. We also have someone else joining. Hey. Hello, Autistic Gamer 89. I've been chatting to you about the end of every show since you've been helping us out, so good to see you there. Mix Master. Is that John Jekyll? Is that right? I always get them confused. Y'all got crazy names. Wicked Sephiroth, how are you? How are you doing? Cameron Worma, Soulless Sanctuary. Hello, Rhythm and Pictures. Oh my god! Oh man. Oh yeah, you're on a completely different time zone there, Pilar. I'm like confused with my microphone today. I don't know what I'm doing. It's been a weird kind of day. Yes, Purnell sings in the bathroom. Okay, John. Yes. What's up? We have some fun stuff planned tonight. We have some fun music suggested by you guys. We have a fun trivia quiz that I have for Purnell that makes very little sense, and he is gonna love it. Here he is. He's singing. We got like everyone. Everyone is there. Everybody.
I love the fact that people are.
It's like a little listening party. I like it.
Oh, 9. Well, 8 if you.
Yeah.
9.
All right.
There are a lot of people here.
Cool. All right, let's get started. So we're not like,
Did you want to get some water? You said.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some water. You quick, take over.
I don't know how that works exactly.
All right, I'm going to be right back.
Fluids must flow. No, you just can't sit still. Hey, how goes it? I'm do. Just sitting here, finally getting a little use out of that Nintendo game library on the Switch because I never use it. It's like I have the account, but I never go on here to do anything with it. And they have some interesting titles on here that are available to play. They've got the original Gradius. Oh, his name is Elvis. He's adorable. Unless you're not one of us, and then he's vicious and he tries to kill you. That is not an exaggeration either. I've seen him go for the throat multiple times for multiple people.
Keep going. 5.
Man, this track is so creepy. It sounds like a drowning ape.
I know. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but I like it for some reason.
It's like a guy lapping up milk like he spilled in this bowl after he was eating like a sundae or something.
Okay.
Sticker Bush Symphony.
Purnell, you comfy?
Yes. All is good. All is well.
All right. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Turn up the mics.
All right, the creepy track is over. It's such a weird track, I swear.
It's a good track.
I'm not knocking the track, but it sounds like there's a monkey drowning on it.
Whatever.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, whatever.
It'll bring back trauma.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a triggering effect.
All right. Are you ready to get going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. And a 1.
And a 1, and a 2, and a gravy.
Ready?
Welcome to Rhythm and Pixels, episode 16-9. We're a video game music podcast. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm... Who am I?
We're going to answer some of the big questions today, aren't we?
What am I doing here? Who dropped me off?
That's a nice sweater. Is that new or is that older?
This is actually older.
I like it.
Scary fact about me and clothing. I am going to go on a major clothing purge very soon. It has to happen. It has to happen.
Well, I haven't seen that in a long... Maybe I've never seen it at
never
all.
Seen it, which is a good thing.
It looks really good.
Because I think I said this to you when we were hanging out, but I guess a week or two ago we were here in the studio, and you decided you wanted to get nostalgic, and you found an old video from like 2008 of us playing DDR and such.
Yeah.
And we're all watching, like, wow, nostalgic is this?
We're talking about Philadelphia and Delaware.
Yeah, that was cool, but then there was a pan out to another scene where we were there at another arcade, and I looked at me in that shirt, and I was wearing that shirt in this studio that night.
Yeah.
10-year-old video, and I'm still using the shirt. And I realize I get new clothing, but I never get rid of old clothing. As long as it fits and looks good, I like to wear it. And then it goes a little bit further. I asked a friend, I was like, how do you know when you want to get rid of your clothes? He was like, I just try to keep up with the style. I'm like, what style? You just wear what you like. And then something else clicked.
Yeah.
I looked over at a pile of clothes I had, because I had just washed a bunch of stuff, started putting it away.
Yeah.
And there was a shirt that I had in the pile. I bought it from Hot Topic. First of all, that's your first clue of how old it is. I got it from Hot Topic.
Hot Topic is still around.
Yes, but when's the last time I've ever been in a Hot Topic?
This is a time when Purnell shopped at Hot Topic.
When I went to Hot Topic.
Okay.
And it was from a brand that used to be related to skateboards called like Plastic with a K.
Oh.
And I'm almost positive
That sounds familiar. That sounds 90s familiar, or like early 2000s familiar.
Yes. I wanted to cry, and I realized I just had it because I never wanted to get rid of it.
Like Jenko's, like
it may have been. Honestly, I might have some Jenko's in my closet. I don't even. I have like the most loaded closet.
That's funny. Well, we're not going to be talking about fashion, at least not for the majority of the show. We are a video game music podcast. We listen to great music from all generations of video game consoles and computers and arcade games. We listen to great video game music,
and we do not offer fashion tips.
That you shouldn't even listen to us. I mean, I'm wearing a towel right now. It's like toga party rhythm and pixel style. But seriously, people, no. So every month we do a live stream where we record our show for our wonderful Patreon subscribers, our listeners who like this for some reason enough.
Hey, because we're friends, it's like it's
to help us out.
It really does feel like. I mean, over the years, you do this enough. And you kind of feel like that kinship with people. Like you see the names enough, you have conversations with them and stuff, and eventually you just realize they're just like if they were local, we'd probably be hanging out getting beers or something.
Yeah, totally. We'd be like, hey, let's go bowling, and Mixmaster would be like, yeah,
pretty much,
yeah. I don't know who he is now, but like he's we go bowling.
Yeah, because apparently he's like get it or
something. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, fun factor. So
that's today's show. We are doing a live stream. This whole episode is live streamed, which is why we're going to be a little goofy. We might have a little physical comedy. There will be a quiz at the beginning of the show.
Wait! I don't even get to prepare. I don't get the bone up on my nerd lessons or anything.
No. You should have been studying all year.
That is true. All 3 weeks of it.
All 3 weeks of the year. Where normally we would pick a topic and we would kind of dive into it, such as the consoles or artists or composers. But no, today is just listener suggested tracks and us being silly.
That's what I like to hear.
Yes.
And just random top of the episode thing. I just want to state because I said it on my Facebook and I'm like, I should just say it in general. If your blood isn't stale or bad and you are capable of donating blood.
Yeah.
Doubly so if you have a rare blood type. You totally should donate.
I think my blood's stale, Purnell.
You might have some stale blood, Rob. We got to unstale it so you can donate.
I'm actually getting a blood panel tomorrow for my physical.
Yeah, man. Because I was like, I got a call from the blood bank at 10:30 at night. Now, that doesn't happen ever. And I pick up the phone, I was like, hello? And it's like, yes, Purnell, we were wondering if you were busy in the next 3 days. I was like, why? It's like, we really need you to come in and give blood. And usually it's like, well, we're having we're low on blood. Please come donate. Just like usual, you can schedule it weeks out in the future or whatever. They're like, no, we need it in 3 days. And I was like, why would you need it so soon? It's like, because there's a kid that needs surgery. You have a rare blood type, and we don't have much of it, and you can provide it. I'm like, okay, when do you need me? Thursday and Sunday. I was like, nope and nope. The only 2 days I can't do it. So I worked out a really weird like setup where I can pretty much come in like right at the beginning of Monday morning, like first thing, and donate and then go back to work. But like, just wanted to just state that, rather than pixels and blood donations. But
yeah,
totally,
you should give blood.
Give blood if you can. Yeah. It maybe it's free. It doesn't cost a dime to give your blood away.
Oh, yeah, that is good. Good to know. Anything else? Top of the show. Our little adventure in Philadelphia has already passed.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, it has happened.
If you're watching this, then we're going to be in Philadelphia at the Everything is Awesome podcast and comedy festival. It's a fundraiser for it's called the Headstrong Cancer Foundation.
Yes.
Helping improve the lives of people with cancer.
So basically, you can show up, buy a beer, have fun. Don't heckle because I get goosebumps and not the good ones. I get like hives, that's what they call them.
The venue is very small. I think it's going to be all right.
Wicked Seth Brock goes, "Are you O negative?" Actually, yes. That is exactly my blood type.
That's like a metal band.
Donate blood if you know what's good for you.
Typo negative?
Yeah, there's a band called Typo Negative.
Yes. They were on the Mortal Kombat soundtrack.
Yeah, there you go.
I know that one. Okay. Let's start listening to some rad tunes.
Hey, let's not insult the music here, all right? Fantastic tunes.
All right.
Quality beats.
We were supposed to coordinate our tracks, but I think we're just going to wing it.
Yeah, pretty much. Because heaven forbid one of us. But again, we have enough tracks. Or even
we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Like, I'm going to pick. No.
All right.
Not that one.
What are you starting off with, Brunel?
Well, it's kind of funny at this episode. There's a number of tracks that were submitted that just are so like fitting for me that I could not avoid them.
I think I know what it's going to be.
You probably do.
Yes.
You probably do. But let's start with the most obvious choice of the group so far, and that is from the game Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga, submitted by Stephen Miller, and it's the track for the area Sahasrara, and it's composed by Shoji Meguro.
This is for the Sony PlayStation, right?
PS2.
Oh, that's right, PS2. God, this soundtrack is so cool. I think I've said this so many times on the show, but the Shin Megami Tensei series has some of the coolest music.
Ooh, for good reason.
I just gotta find it in my folder. Here it is. Find it in your folder.
What you gonna do? Find a folder.
This is a trackball.
A magical trackball.
I work with computers for the past forever.
Forever.
This protects my hands.
And now I can't think of the intro to the show without seeing an animation in my head. Thanks a lot for that. Fun fact, actually, like, for the Pernell and Matt Play Games, like, at one point, I can't remember when, but, like, Matt would, like, end up coming across, like, a guy who did an animation for that. And it's a little short thing, but it's hilarious and awesome. And now I feel like we need to do something like that for this show. We're a podcast, so it won't really show anywhere. But it'd be cool just to see it pop up.
Does this track out? I think it does.
I think it does. Oh, they need to be on your list. If you want to talk shop about Megaten games, I'm your man. And if you decide to play Shin Megami Tensei, we can co-coordinate that bad boy, because I haven't started playing through it in full yet. So it would be new to me, too.
You ready?
Welcome back. You're listening to Sahasrara from the game Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga, composed by Shoji Meguro and suggested by patron Stephen Miller. If I'm getting it wrong, let me know, because I'm bad with that.
It's all on him.
It's totally on me. But at the same time, dude, you have quality taste in quality games.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
Fun fact about this game, it is not in the core series. It is not Persona, but it is probably my favorite of the bunch. All of them. And you'd be surprised to hear that, because I like Persona 1. I like Persona 2. I like every Persona. I like Shin Megami 3.
You love all the Mega 10 games, but I know for you, like this one, you're into this game.
Yes, it hits a really soft spot for me. I played it in an interesting time in my life, and the story resonates so well just as a character piece. And, quite frankly, once you get to the end of the first game and realize that there's a whole nother game that comes after it, and they pretty much walk you right into like, coming soon, get ready for the sequel and see what happens next, which, by the way, I can't think of any other game I've ever played where they flat out tell you, stay tuned for the sequel. Like, they flat out tell you this game's not over yet.
I love that.
And all the tracks have a similar sound to this. Like, there are like mellow tracks, there are like moody tracks, there are actiony tracks, but they all have that guitar, like that type of guitar in it.
I know, like, this soundtrack never ceases to surprise me with like the directions it goes. It has like that kind of dark techno, that kind of dark hip hop feel, and this has like it's still a dark kind of sounding guitar kind of rhythm, but then it's got like a classic, almost a classic rock riff right at the very end. That boop, 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 boop. That's just like, it's surprising, but it fits so well. And is this a cutscene, or is this like a dialogue moment in the game?
Neither, though. I think it might play on one or two. It plays during an actual area, like when you're running around it.
Oh, cool.
But like the game itself, both games, Saga 1 and 2, are such tragic games. And I'm not even going to spoil it, because I know there's at least a listener, even in this chat, this very chat, that is talking about getting into the series, and they need to play this game. Yeah. You heard me, Wicked Sephiroth? Play this.
He's calling out.
Challenge.
That's some stuff right there.
But like, this game's base premise is that there are a group of people in a place called the Junkyard. A bunch of different, let's call them gangs. Think like well, let's not think. Just call them gangs. In different areas of this place called the Junkyard. Just gangs.
Let's do it.
And they're warring for control of the Junkyard, and they all have their own respective turfs. So one day, the overseer of the Junkyard, so basically God, yells down and says, "Hey, I'm going to issue you guys a proclamation. We're issuing a challenge. The one surviving group that can basically take out the other gangs and make it to this location I can't remember what it was. It was like they get one wish granted or something like that, or they just run the Junkyard, and then just like that, something weird happens, and they all get imbued with this weird power that turns them all into monsters that want to eat each other.
Ooh.
And as a weird side effect, they all develop emotions, something that they never had before.
The monsters do.
Yes, there are people who become monsters that obtain emotion.
Huh. Now, is it like the other Megami Tensei Mega 10 games where you capture them, or like you recruit them and they become kind of your monster slave?
And that's part of what makes this cool too. No, the monsters in this game are supposed to be people. So you're fighting other gangs, but they transform into monsters, and then you fight them. And as a result, you don't feel like there's a certain something that comes, I think, gets lost in certain Mega 10 games, even though that's a main core product of the games, where once you're just collecting monsters and having them as an army, a lot of the character kind of comes out of that, because the monsters have personalities, but as you play enough, you just start to see them more as like just battle avatars, you know? Yeah, they get a quip here and there, but they're battle avatars, and you swap them out. But having all the characters forever in the game be party members that you know and love, they just happen to be monsters, and then the people you're fighting are people that are monsters, so they are characterized. It does something for it. It adds something to it that a lot of the other games in the series just don't have.
I like that. That's actually something that they've never really caught on again, huh?
Yeah, like Persona, you might say, does that, but it doesn't, because Persona, you're all humans, and you're just humans, and you're still battling like generic shadows or shadows
in the shadow world against the shadow people.
Yeah, like they're still not really characters. So this, I will say, actually, yes, this may well be the only one where pretty much everyone you're battling is characterized in some way.
Well, we had someone came in our chat here and said it was a Mix Six Master, came on and said it reminds him a little of the Silent Hill guitars.
I can see that, or rather, I can hear that.
Yeah, I can hear that too. Definitely that slow, dark rock guitar. Definitely there.
Interesting. Soulless Sanctuary just said the writer for Digital Devil also wrote Persona 1 and 2. Okay. Which makes a lot of sense.
There you go. Yeah.
Because 1 and 2 are my favorite Persona games, too, as far as story goes.
I feel like they developed this world that all of these writers and musicians and artists just had a lot of They were like, okay, just go crazy, you know, just be as creative as you want to be. And they had a lot of fun playing in this crazy world.
That's remind me.
Rebuilding it.
This is worth mentioning because since she knew this trivia bit, this might be something she doesn't know about, and if she doesn't, she should look into it. If you've ever heard of a game called, or I guess there's an anime for it now too, called the Caligula Effect. If you have not, you might want to look into that because the writer of all these games also wrote the Caligula Effect. And though the gameplay itself has gotten mixed reviews from people, the story and the premise sounds pretty solid, and I really want to do more with it. And I'm actually probably going to buy the PS4, Extreme Edition or whatever they're coming out with pretty soon because I want to experience it by the way of the game itself.
Interesting.
So, fun fact.
All right. Well,
also, Rob needs to play Persona 5.
I need to play a lot of games.
Yes, you do.
I am just playing a lot of Tetris right now. I feel like it's like candy, Like, maybe it's not candy, okay? Because it's not bad for me, right? But it's just...
Hey, some candy doesn't
I
have
come
to be
home
bad
from
for
work.
you.
It's like I come home from work and I'm thinking, I just want to sit down and just, have a nice dinner. Just sort of like enjoy myself, but also like really feel good about something. And that's Tetris.
I don't think I've ever felt good about
I just
Tetris.
sit down and just the blocks, putting the blocks into place, and everything kind of just falls, and the music's really nice, and it's so nice.
So you start in the Zen state? Because I can't say that I play Tetris and go, oh, what a nice relaxing session
I
this
turn it
is.
on and I'm like, this is good. Even if I'm on exactly. Are you stressed out when you play Tetris?
Yes!
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Tetris, it gets quick. You're trying to hit these Tetrises.
Yeah.
The game is stressful, there's no calming, there's no soothing effect that comes from Tetris.
I got to teach you how to play Tetris.
Are you trying to say I'm not good at Tetris?
No, I'm saying that...
Are you saying that I'm not great at Tetris?
I'm saying this...
Are you saying that I am poor at my Tetris management skills?
You are better at me than Tetris. We have been through this, Pernell. We have fought Tetris battles together.
I do miss those days.
No, it's my happy place. It's my relaxing, happy game. But let's move on to our next track. This one comes to us from Michael Bridgewater.
Forever Sound version.
From Forever Sound version. This is from the game Front Mission Gun Hazard for the Super Nintendo. This game has multiple composers on it, but we know that this track, called Trial Zone, is composed by Yasunori Mitsuda, who is also one of my favorite games composers. And here we go. From Front Mission Gun Hazard, coming at you, to us, from at you, from all of us.
Here at Rhythm Pixels or something. From a place.
From Michael Bridgewater. Thank you so much. This is Trial Zone from Front Mission Gun Hazard.
That's num num num.
I can seriously just go around in circles doing that.
Oh, I got a nice compliment. I'm pretty good at Pokemon.
He's pretty good.
It's hard, man. You saw those challenges. They were coming at me. They were coming for the throat. Had to be ruthless.
All right, I gotta take the sweatshirt off.
Oh, no. The Zen state, I do reach the Zen state eventually. Typically when I was playing Tetris DS, Rob can vouch for me on this. When I was playing single player mode in that game, I got to the point where I was good enough, similar to how Lumines was, where I could pause the game, put the system to sleep, come back, and keep going, and my game would run over multiple gameplay sessions. But getting to that Zen state, to me, is stressful because you have to kind of hit. It's almost like hitting permanent bullet time. But before you get into that state, you're just frazzled and frustrated.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do get that way, but it's the same way as I do bullet hell games and Gungeon and stuff like that. It's kind of stressful, but getting into that deep concentrating state, where you're super focused on it, I find it really melts away everything else.
Speaking of bullet hell,
melts away my brain.
I got Rob to try Robbie Reeby yesterday.
Oh, that was fun.
And now I'm you need to buy it because Robbie Reeby is totally on his level. Don't get me wrong, the characters are ridiculous. Yeah. The scenario is absurd. There is literally aside from, I guess, the graphics themselves are just colorful and adorable, there's nothing to the plot or any of that stuff. But the gameplay is fire. Literal fire. And it speaks to Rob. It is a bullet hell platformer.
Yeah, it's...
with Metroidvania elements.
It is nice. It is nice. So yeah, this is the composer of Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Xenogears.
Oh, Yasunori Mitsuda.
Yeah.
I actually hit a point in my life. It's hard for me to do whenever I talk about, top composers, it only can, I guess everyone is like this in a way, but I outright have to say it. I feel like it can only really stem from personal preference to me, because there are too many greats out there, and they all do such phenomenal music. I think Motoi Sakuraba is one of the all-time greats.
Oh, absolutely.
But you can hear a lot of people that would tell you, oh, he's terrible. All he does is use synths and stuff.
Really?
And I've heard a lot of people say he's not good.
Oh, that's crazy.
Those people are wrong. But I've heard people say it. And no, we are not on Twitch, at least not for this.
No, we kind of stick to the YouTube because YouTube is connected with Patreon.
Yeah.
And so it sort of makes it easier. And also, I don't have to mess with a whole bunch of other things. I could do Twitch. I could do Facebook, but YouTube is it's there. It's ubiquitous. Everyone knows what it is.
And speaking of general Twitch, though, since the topic is up and we still have a little bit before the track is over, if you have a suggestion for Twitchy games to play on Twitch, throw them over the fence because I need some. I actually started using Twitch on the PS4 recently, and I just don't know how to Twitch. I'm still trying to get adjusted to it.
You're playing through the Y2K game. You should Twitch that.
I guess I technically could now that the game's released. Before I couldn't.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was a thing on. Hold on. Let me listen to this real quick. Oh, it does end. What do you know?
Sakuraba, divisive, but so spectacular. If you're on the winning side, the I love Sakuraba side, he is splendid, and you are doing great.
That was Trial Zone from the game Front Mission Gun Hazard for the Super Nintendo, composed by Yasunori Mitsuda, and this came to us from Michael Bridgewater,
Forever Sound version
of the Forever Sound Version video game music podcast.
That man, I'm trying to remember correctly. This was the weird Front Mission game. It's like a 2D side scroller, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's one of my favorite soundtracks on the Super Nintendo. I think it's really cool. It's got a lot of different types of songs in it. I think it's because of the multiple composers, but it's got some jazzy stuff. It's got some fun cinematic stuff. This has got a lot of emotion to it. It's really cool. Really, really cool game.
All right, just want to say real quick, have a good night, Damian Beckles. It was a pleasure having you on the stream.
Thank you.
He has to leave because he is a responsible adult.
Well, that's not us.
Oh, come on. Some credit.
Michael, this is an excellent pick. Really, I really enjoyed listening to this. But now, this music will be the soundtrack to decide Purnell's fate.
Why do I have to have a fate? Why does it need to be decided?
This quiz, inspired by one of the, inspired by one of the suggestions today. This is, don't look at the screen. This is this a real King of Fighters character?
Oh, well, this will be hard for me because this is probably perfect for me.
You might know some of these, you might not. You can probably guess some of these. This is I had a lot of fun. As soon as I thought of this, I could not stop laughing. And you showed up, and I was like, "Don't come in! Don't come in here, Purnell!
Don't come in! I'm wearing my quiz.
I'm wearing my quiz." Okay, are you prepared, Purnell?
No.
There are a few questions here. I'm going to give you a name.
Okay.
And you tell me if that character has been in the King of Fighters series.
Okay.
So this roster is huge. This game has had...
There's been a Blue Mary, a Red Mary, a Green Mary.
I think there's 12 or 13 games in the core series. There's also characters that came from Art of Fighting and from Fatal Fury. This is a huge, huge SNK fighting game franchise.
Has there ever been a Queen of Fighters?
Sort of. There is the Gals Fighters that was on the SNK Pocket.
Oh yeah, I do remember that game.
Because all of the characters and all the fighters in the King of Fighters are put together into teams because it's a 3-on-3 fighting game. So there's the American team, the Japanese team, the evil team.
Kula, was she a part of King of Fighters?
Who?
Kula Whoever her name is, the girl that controls ice, and she has like ice skate shoes and.
Sounds familiar. I don't know. There's a lot of them, and you're gonna find out. Okay, we're gonna start. We're gonna start a little easy, I think. Okay.
Yeah, let's do this thing. Candy corn.
Okay, Ryo Sakazaki.
Crap, I'm already in trouble. King of Fighters, though.
Yes.
Okay.
He is originally from Art of Fighting. He is old school.
Ah,
That is one.
so far, so good.
So far, so good, Bunnell. All right, I'm gonna keep track this time. All right, Ash Crimson.
Crap, that's not King of Fighters.
It is.
Wait, what?
2003.
Who came up with that terrible name?
Oh, Ash.
They call me Ash Crimson.
All right, here's another one. I know there's a lot of weird. Okay, that sets it up for you. Okay, real sounding names, ridiculous sounding names.
And the sad part is, like, I used to
That's
roll with
why
a
this
whole
is-
circle of people that played these games religiously.
Oh, I know.
You would think I'd have heard all of them at some point.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's
All right.
go.
Duo Chains.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Couldn't catch you on that one.
I just screwed up Ash Crimson. I'm not going to bomb Duo Chains.
All right,
okay?
all right. Billy Kane.
Definitely from This from the series.
Yeah, that's Fatal Fury. Good one. So you know that one.
No, yeah.
Come on.
Billy Kane. Who doesn't know Billy Kane? Big Daddy Kane.
All right. Richmond Woolsworth.
I want him to be King of Fighters. With a name like that, if he's not, you need to write SNK and tell them to put him in.
Oh my God.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, come on! That name is perfect for a fighting. Can you imagine being beaten up by a guy with that name?
All right, now imagine getting beat up by Elizabeth Blank Torch.
Not real. Not real. Not real.
King of Fighters
But
12.
these names are terrible, and yet they don't have the cool name you just said. Alyssa Blank Torch.
All right, here we go. Sako Maximum.
Another case where I just want it to be. Sako Maximum? It's not, but I wish it were.
You're right, it is not.
But see, you should be working there. You should be coming up with names for
All I would
awesome
do is
people.
make up names. All right, here's a crazy one. Velvet Blood. Velvet Blood.
Just because it sounds so dumb. Yes.
No, I made that one up.
That was terrible.
Velvet blood.
All right, here's another one.
Crimson.
This one sounds.
Liquid.
Another one sounds kind of real. All right, Brian Battler.
Yes.
Yeah, do you know where he's from?
King of Fighters.
He is from King of Fighters 1998. He is from the American team, which means he is a football player.
But of course. But of course.
The other ones, they play basketball.
Are you serious?
Yeah. All right, here's another one. Artemis.
Yes.
No.
Was that meant to be a joke off of Athena, though?
Yes, it was.
I hate you!
Oh, it worked.
I hate you!
It worked.
My brain was like, I thought of Athena and just dropped the ball. Everything's awful. So clearly the trick is to bomb me with fighting game
that's
trivia.
too good. That's too good. All right.
The gut gub.
Oh, I'm so glad I caught you with that. The last one is Maxima.
Yeah.
Maxima?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
King of Fighters 1999.
my confidence took a dive
He's a
for a split
grappler that
second.
had like the machine gun arms. That's pretty good. You caught me on a few of these. You caught me on ones I didn't expect you to. I'm so happy I caught you with Artemis.
Duo chains.
I'm still...
Duo chains.
See, now, this is why I wish I could draw, because I would...
2 chains.
I would conceptualize... I would legitimately conceptualize the Maximilian dude, or whatever his name was. I can't even remember his name anymore, but it was great. The one you mentioned, it's like he's made of money. It's like Maximilian, like money pants.
Made of money?
One of the characters you said, it was like Maximilian Dollar Pants.
Oh, yeah.
Something crazy like that.
$1 million pants.
But whatever it is, I would make him. I would create a character. He'd be sort of like the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, but more extreme.
I said Richmond Woolsworth.
There it is, Richmond Woolworth. That's what I mean. He just
Richmond Woolsworth. I'm here to compete in the King of Fighters. Richmond Woolsworth.
It's like I'm just picturing him like smacking people with actual money. That's his. All of his attacks involve real money, And then like his super involves him just like making it rain cash, and the opponent is so busy just picking up money from the ground that they don't see a car coming and just hits them with a car.
Also on his team is Maximilian Dollar Pants.
Dollar
A
Pants.
duo chains with a Z.
Duo Chains. This is great.
And Brian Battler.
See, I love Wicked Sephiroth. He's like, this King of Fighters stuff is foreign to me. Yes, same here. Don't feel alone.
It's crazy. I don't even think about the lore of fighting games. Just hit buttons.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, just hit the buttons.
Where's King of Puzzlers?
All right, man. What's your next track?
All right, this is another case of it came down the pike, and this was such an obvious Purnell has to pick it sort of beat. And this comes from Wicked Sephiroth. The track is called Tender People from Ys 2.
But which
Sorry,
one?
rewind. Ys Chronicles for the PSP. Composed originally by Yuzo Koshiro, but then with a fresh touch of paint from the Falcom sound team.
Nice. Let's get into this one.
Maximilian Pegasus. I remember that jerk. Oh, Yugi.
Maximilian Pegasus.
Yeah, because when we were talking about Maximilian Dollar Pants, Autistic Gamer remembered Pegasus from frickin' from Yu-Gi-Oh!
I love that.
Hello, Yugi. Which, by the way, I actually looked at Millennium Blades again recently.
It's Chronicles, right?
Yeah.
All right.
If you've ever played, if you like board games at all, look into a game called Millennium Blades. It is a really weird, like, meta. Yeah, no, we've never played it, but we need to. It's like a weird meta card tournament game where you take on the role of people who play card games.
Oh, no, wait, we've talked about this.
We talked about it, yeah. And one of the characters that you can play as is totally meant to be based off of Maximilian Pegasus, and it's hilarious. And he has, like, the power of money. It's golden. I endorse it.
Tender People from the Ramia Village.
Ramia.
Ooh. Holy crap. Oh my god. Yes.
Come on.
See, this is another one of those tracks where it's like it's built for lyrics. Like,
Oh, hold on. No, this is Regulate.
oh, nice, you're still playing it. Did any other bosses give you much trouble as the jerk vampire boss?
It was a clear black night, a clear white moon, when G's on the streets, trying to consume some skirts for the eye, so I can get some fun, just rolling in my ride, chilling alone, just hit the east side at the LBC, on the mission trying to find Mr. Warren G, seen a call for a skirts, need to tweak, all you skirts, what's up with 213, so I hooks a left, on 21 Lewis, some brothers shooting dice, so I said, let's do this, I jumped out the ride, and I said, what's up, some brothers pulled some gats, and I said, I'm stuck. She just goes, people, me, I'm a glide and swerve. He's looking so hard, they can try to hit the curve. I can't do this.
It was so perfect, though.
Gotta think of better things than some horny tricks. I see my homie and some suckers all up in this mix.
Oh my god.
Oh, where's the rest? Here it is.
Warren G. That was so good. But you were right. Like, I'm like, this is totally that. That was perfect. That was perfect.
16 in the clip and 1 in the hole. They talk to them, they get chords, strings, we brings melody, G-funk. For rhythm is life, and life is rhythm. On a whole new level, G-funk, step towards ya, I dare ya, funk. On a whole new level, the rhythm is bass and the bass is the treble.
It's so good. Oh, when you go to the bathroom, wash your hands and brush your teeth. Welcome back. You're listening to, or we're listening to, Tender People, the theme for Ramia Village from Ys Chronicles, composed originally by Yuzo Koshiro and redone up by the Falcom sound team and submitted by our guy, Wicked Sephiroth. funny thing, when you first submitted the track and I looked at the name, I immediately slap-shot it over to a track that my favorite town track from the game, which is what is it? Well, Rance Village, which is the beginning of Ys Book 2. So when it was like, oh nuts, it's not Rance Village. I don't have the excuse to play it on the show.
This is awesome.
But
this
track is gold, man.
I saw a village track or a town track, and I wasn't expecting this kind of like funk, kind of just slapped on top of this thing, you know?
This is
It's
like
not even funk. This is like
No,
this is the R&B, RP and G and B, RPG and B.
Oh my
That's our thing
god!
now. RPG and B.
Don't have to tell anybody. This should make the final episode cut. Yeah, I think it should. We did like a weird, like Rob ended up reading like a random like rap track that he.
I did Warren G and Nate Dogg's Regulate
and it was fantastic
for a little while,
and then it got hilarious.
It fell apart. Did not record, but if you are a Patreon member, you have access to this episode forever.
So his hilarity is there for the masses.
Although one time we recorded a live stream and then the recording got screwed up and I actually had to pull the audio from the YouTube live stream.
Oh wow!
So if that happens,
Dun, dun, dun.
what are you gonna do?
Regulate.
Gotta regulate.
Gotta regulate.
Regulate on the podcast. I love listening to Ys music. We should do another Ys episode.
I would do that. Like, I feel like it's a weird thing. On one hand, there's that pride of being like, we don't repeat topics until a guest requests it.
I know,
But at the same time, 160 or some episodes,
We can do it.
we can do a couple. These would be perfect.
I guess another quiz. When did we last do Ys?
What, a track or as a whole theme?
The theme.
1-7.
There you go. 2016.
You didn't think I remember that, did you? The exact episode, because it's Ys, baby.
Now, when's our anniversary?
2002, possibly.
Probably.
Actually, it is about right. 2002.
2002?
Because I met you before MagFest, because I remember talking to you about like the planning and stuff leading up to it.
No, I think it was 2000.
No, that was that's when we started being friends again. But I met you at GameStop in like 2000.
Sounds like
2000 flat.
that's when we fell apart, you know?
Yeah, well, literally, because you got a new job.
Yeah, that's true. I stopped going to the mall. It's a sad place.
Whereas I would go there, and I was that nerdy guy outside the counter. Like, so, what new games you guys get this week? Oh, really? I've never heard of that, but I'm going to buy it anyway. I was that guy.
I was doing that too. I was just buying everything that came into the shop and selling off all the old stuff that I had and then trading it back in and getting the next new thing.
Like,
and now I don't have a lot of things
like
from that era, which is fine.
It's fine. You
Yeah.
have the memories. And you can just go to my house and laugh if you need a rekindling of the memories of gaming.
And the memories I did hold on to, I'm selling now.
That is true.
Yeah.
So, like, how bad was I at GameStop and going into GameStop? So, I got into Persona before it became a big thing.
Yeah.
But Persona had very poor marketing and very poor packaging in the early game, the first game that came
Yeah,
out
you
in the
couldn't
States.
tell what that
You really couldn't.
cover was.
So how did I find out about it? Simple. I went to the store so many times. They knew me so well. And every time I would go to the store, since the game came out, I would pick up the case and look at it and turn it around. And I'm like, what is this game? I don't understand. And eventually convinced them to let me take the game out of the case and play it on the store PlayStation demo machine. Like, I was like, just come on. I want the game. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Just let me try it out. So they just let me play it in the store with
that's
customers
funny.
walking around like,
Yeah,
what's
we
he
used to
doing?
do stuff like that. I remember we had a little Dreamcast like station, you know, where you can like we used to put demos in there, like Crazy Taxi or Jet Set Radio, and we would just go in there and we would put King of Fighters in there. We put all this other crazy stuff in there, like what's that one with a weird Leonard Nimoy, Seaman. I gotta think of Seaman. Who couldn't think of Seaman?
Such a weird game.
So we put like all the weird stuff in there just to see what it was,
I'll tell you the
and then
weirdest
just put it back in the package and shrink wrap it and sell it to you.
Pretty much. But I will tell you the weirdest thing that came. I think you were working there at the time, though. You had to have been because the time was right for it. One time, I actually got them to allow me to hook up my Japanese PlayStation 2, and we set up Guitar Freak Second Mix.
Ooh.
And we were playing Guitar Freak Second
remember
Mix
that.
in the
No.
middle of the mall, and people were like, what the heck is this
I
game?
do remember that. That was before Guitar Hero, before Rock Band.
Yeah, at this time, it was a completely foreign concept. Like, what do you do? What, a guitar? I'm like, yeah, buddy. what is this weird music? I'm going to play this track called Ultimate Power. It just sounds ridiculous, and you're going to love it.
And that's what formed your musical tastes. All right, so I'm going on to my next track here. I'm going to look at the old list.
I really love this chat. Everybody here is freaking awesome.
All right, I'm going to pick this one. I can't believe we've never played this track. This one comes out to this one comes to us from OK Impala. This is from the game Undertale, composed by Toby Fox. This is Hopes and Dreams, which I think is the theme of the game.
Yes.
I think it is. It's Hopes and Dreams from Undertale, composed by Toby Fox.
Mallrats. I remember the funny thing about the Mallrats revival they were talking about.
They were going to do that like
at Granite Run. Back when I still had, the lady, we went up to the mall and took a photo in front of it right before they demolished it.
And then they were going to do Exton. I think if they're going to do it, it's still going to be Exton.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Exton's like still a thing.
That would be interesting because they would have it at round 1.
Yeah, I know. Because round 1's there. There's a bunch of stuff there, so they could probably get in on a lot of that. Here it is.
And so that's a good point. So Soulless Sanctuary goes, you guys should have another SMT episode, or rather Megaten, so you can include other Megaten games aside from Mainline and Persona. Fun fact, we never did a Persona episode. We could technically cheat and do a Persona episode to get Persona the series out of the way, and then do a Megaten episode.
A Megaten episode, but only Megaten offshoots that aren't Persona.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It'd be like the Persona one would be just, okay, now we get all the Persona out of the way. Now we can do like the Megaten stuff that aren't Persona games.
Sounds so cool. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, honestly, I was honestly looking at this as one of my selections, but then I was like, no, I gotta pick these other ones, but thankfully you went for it, because this is good.
I shouldn't be doing this with just headphones, but it's like in the top end of this thing.
I honestly miss having access to like mall hangouts. Like at this point in time, I couldn't get anyone to really hang out at the mall with me, and plus we don't really have like any cool hangout spots at our local malls anymore. There's no arcades anymore at the arcade. Unless you go to round 1, but that's a drive. For the most part, we're kind of out of luck on a number of things like that, but I did enjoy hanging out at the mall. I do love this track. Toby Fox in general is just a beast with music. It's good. Survival horror episode.
Ooh, that's good one.
That's what Mix and Masters asked if we did one. I want to say we did, but you know what? It just hit me. Then again, I don't think it really worked too well. We never did Resident Evil, but Resident Evil I don't think has enough really. I'm not sure if it has enough music that I'd want to pick and do a whole episode.
I'm honestly not super into that kind of atmospheric, suspenseful stuff that we've done entire episodes based on.
But I think survival horror could work, but I'm trying to remember if we ever did that.
We could, maybe we should save it for Halloween. That seems kind of on the nose. We'll do it on Easter.
Actually, that would be fitting.
That could be our April
That was when I
Fools.
played out last.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember, I played the entire game on Easter Sunday. It was creepy and surprisingly appropriate after a certain point in the game.
This is a really good song.
Oh, Fatal Frame was a juicy game. I never played through Sweet Home either. Good call. I'm sorry. Also, the track though. I was just reading like one of our listeners, Autistic Gamer, goes. He actually after listening to the episode where we picked the Persona 1 shop jingle, and I don't think that was what inspired him to do it per se. But he said he bought a PlayStation Classic specifically to play the first Persona game on it.
Oh, that's on the PlayStation Classic. Mm-hmm. Cool.
No, I just want to say in advance, in case you haven't started it yet, just giving you a fair warning, buddy. The game itself, I don't think it aged well as far as like how fast the combat goes.
Older RPGs, it's like it's not hit and miss, but it's dangerous because we have modern RPGs, we have a perception of the pacing of things, how we want things laid out, how we want to see things. Older RPGs, it's like, oh my gosh, why are these things so slow? Or why can't I just do this? Or why isn't this being organized in this way?
Yeah, in this game, Persona 1 definitely had some pacing issues in the battle perspective, and also dungeons in that game.
To keep that in mind, I guess.
Huge.
Although, if you have a PlayStation Classic, then my favorite, or one of my favorite puzzle games, IQ, is on there.
Oh,
that's got an amazing soundtrack, beautiful soundtrack, and it's just a fun, crazy game.
Yeah, actually, I've never played Intelligent Cube. I only know about it because of, I know about it prior, but I only know about how good it is because you talked it up quite a bit over
as soon
the
as I
years.
saw like a clip of it, I was like, this looks scary. It looks weird. All right, I'm bringing this back.
Dodge.
All right, that was Hopes and Dreams from the game Undertale, composed by Toby Fox, and that is for just about every console system
under the sun
and the computer, but it's been ported everywhere just because it's such a beloved game. And I'll tell you this, I'll probably start playing this game before I play Persona 5.
Well, in your defense, I will say at least this game is shorter than that.
I can finish it.
You can knock it out.
I'll probably finish it a few times.
No, it does not go. Well, actually, the game is meant to be played multiple times,
exactly.
so you probably could.
But this was suggested by OK Impala.
And fun fact, if you're a fan of Toby Fox's music, recently a game came out called Y2K, a postmodern RPG. The game has gotten mixed reviews on the old internet, and in my own personal review, I felt that the game had some merit, though the combat was slow.
Yeah, it looked really, because I was watching you play it last night. We were hanging out, and I was like, wow, it's got to move, man.
Yeah, it's got to speed up a
but
bit.
It looks really cool, and the music was really cool too.
The music is
really
stellar.
Impressed. Yeah.
And the main character suffers from the Tidus effect. Just going to point that out.
The dude with the
that fights with a record.
Yeah, the fights with the record. He looks like such a hipster.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a hipster, which is funny because the hipsters didn't exist in the 90s by that term and nomenclature. But, hey, it works in its own way. But the reason I wanted to point out the game is because Toby Fox actually did at least one track on that game.
Oh, no kidding.
And the track that I definitely recognize, which is one of the battle tracks, is really freaking good. And you need to find that track and listen to it. If you don't play the game, at least find the track.
All right, we'll listen to that before we end for the day. So we were talking about puzzle games on the specifically on the PlayStation because one of our listeners, the Autistic Gamer, has talking about the PlayStation Classic and playing through Persona 1 on the PlayStation Classic, and I said, "Hey, IQ is on the PlayStation Classic," and that's awesome that they re-released that. Okay, it's cool that they're re-releasing some of these games that were not, like, they're probably more like well-known now for being cool, but like also super rare. So that's neat. Also, my copy of IQ is now not as pricey.
No, quite the contrary.
Wait, that's all already? I can't remember.
Now, keep in mind, I'll admit, I haven't gone on the internet to look up the value of IQ since the system came out, but I know that the PS Classic 1 got a bit of a splogging in the media.
Yeah.
And 2, typically when these things come out, it makes the game more accessible to the Joe Everyman, but the collector still wants that copy. Prime example will be Chrono Trigger. There have been better versions of Chrono Trigger as far as content that have been released.
Yeah.
There have been better versions as far as like adding cinematics to Chrono Trigger that have come out. But the one that still has the most retail value in the collectorship market is the Super Nintendo cart.
That's amazing.
So,
see, I found that when I looked at my old collection of games, I found that a lot of the games that have been re-released or have had, like, been put into compilations or collections aren't worth as much as the games that have not been re-released. Specifically, the shooters and shoot-'em-ups on the Dreamcast produced by Capcom, which are amazing games. But I have something to say about that too. But they're amazing games, but they're worth so much money even without the box. But I think that is partly because that they're not.
What? Like, you're waiting for me to say this, like, probably because it's not meant or...
No, it's because they haven't been re-released at all. But no, so yeah, I was thinking of Capcom shooters because I recently watched all of the late 90s, early 2000s sitcom Will and Grace.
Why?
Like 8 or 9 seasons, because it's funny. I really enjoyed it.
Will and Grace.
Even when it's stupid, I like it.
Actually, I can't fault you because fun fact. So, our spoiler for people who are listening to the show, our episode that we're going to do at the convention or at the Everything Is Awesome is going to be based off of cartoons.
Yes.
So, of course, in preparation for the show, I've been getting cartoon nostalgic. And I mean really deep digging nostalgic.
I have been too.
So before coming over here, I was actually watching episodes of The Wish Kid.
That's amazing.
Which...
Did that have a video game?
No, but I'm probably going to bring it up then because it should have had a game.
All right, so I was bringing up Will and Grace and Capcom shooters because there's an episode where they're trying to not have Grace see somebody, so they take her to the downstairs, like there's like a mall they live near, and there's an arcade there. Mm-hmm. It's in New York, but this has to be a real place. It's called like the Brooklyn something arcade in the early 2000s because the whole joke is that there's a Dance Dance Revolution machine, and in the background you can hear Paranoia.
Oh, jeez.
But they jump on the machine, and it's like some generic like funk song, and she's like, I can't play Dance Dance Revolution, and she runs away, and then... Anyway,
they actually use the actual name of the game?
And they do. But in the background is like the craziest collection of arcade machines I've ever seen. Like, legit. There is Super Puzzle Fighter.
Oh.
Mars Matrix.
Okay.
The Capcom shooter.
I know Mars Matrix. I'm just surprised.
Yeah. And there was one other one that was like, I was so surprised to see. It was just so strange. I think it was like, the light gun game, Point Blank.
Oh, now we're talking.
I was like,
Gumball.
First of all, like, wow, these games only existed in this time and place, like New York City.
They probably were in an actual arcade.
Yeah, they must have been in an actual arcade. But also, what an awesome arcade, right?
Yes, I would go there. Like, that's partly why I like Round 1 so much, because it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not, ground control or comic. I can't remember the exact name of it, comic control or ground control. And that's in
ground control in Seattle.
Yeah, yes. I think that's in Oregon, like Portland.
Portland. Yeah.
But
I get Portland and Seattle mixed up.
They're just cities.
They're just Portland,
cities.
Seattle.
It's all
Boston,
the West Coast to us.
Cucamonga.
But it's not that. It is not
Burbank.
Galloping Ghost. But by that same token, nonetheless, Round 1 feels like a sort of resurgence of the closest we're going to get to like that massive arcade feel that we were getting as youngins. So it's kind of walking there to see what new machines they've got set up, and if there's any sort of like coin line set up to play in battles or whatever.
They're not doing a lot of. I haven't seen a lot of. I haven't been there in a while, but when I was going there frequently to play Pump It Up and DDR, they haven't done a lot of refreshes of new games. It has been a while.
They need to.
It has been a while.
Still rocking Poppin' 19 like a bunch of peasants.
Who's a what's it's? All right, your third track, Purnell.
All right, so. This was an interesting suggestion by our listener. Unfortunately, said listener had to leave the chat, but I want him to know that he is here in spirit as I pick a track from the game he suggested, which was Uniracers for the Super Nintendo. Now, he didn't provide Damien Beckles. That was the submitter.
Yeah, he didn't give us a track name.
He never gave us track name, so I went that extra level because I myself loved Uniracers.
Oh, I did too. I played the heck out of that game.
Yeah, buddy. So you know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a weird game.
Since he didn't give us a track, I decided to just pick what I felt was my favorite track from the game itself. So I went with the fourth race theme from the game Uniracers for the Super Nintendo, composed by Colin Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a cool soundtrack. It's like one of those. I feel like with certain, especially like Western composers, they do things with these consoles, especially on the Super Nintendo, that like Japanese composers and other composers wouldn't too. They make it sound different because they want to sound different, or they have they record their own samples. In this case, he definitely did his own samples because it sounds very different. Very, 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 very good. You said fourth race?
Yeah.
Okay, I pulled on the fifth race too for some reason. Holy crap! Look at this thing. It's huge. All right. I'm gonna melt your face off, Purnell.
No, not with a blowtorch. Ballroom Blitz.
Yeah, it is.
That is like Ballroom Blitz.
It's all Blitz Acid. And it's Purnell. And it's Elvis.
Bob did the Bob. Uniracers on. having a uniracing fit. Oh, wow, this is random. So Chris Murray joined the chat, right? He's currently in line at the airport to get a flight out of Denver. This is interesting, like, stepping. So Chris Murray here is hot for teacher.
Okay, here we go. Oh, hot for teacher, yeah. All right, so Colin Anderson on Twitter. Check this out.
Is this a recent tweet?
This is from 2012.
Wordplay for games.
Yeah, Colin Anderson says, Unirally or / Uniracers is still one of the games I'm most proud of in my career.
I'm glad to hear that because the OST to this game is slick and racing in it was also really cool.
Dan from Wordplay for Games nails it. Why here? As it's a blog. The DMA designs brilliantly simple oddity. It's a very strange game. Very cool.
I love this track so much. Oh my god, so apparently Kung Fu Carlito totally picked up on your very good reference. I don't think we ever did pick a track from Busta Groove on the show, did we? Any beat is fine with me when I'm with my ease.
No, the best one is dancing like a hero, Hero-kun. Dancing like a hero.
God, the OST for those.
So before DDR had a home mix, I was able to buy a pad at like Katsucon like 2000 or 99.
Did you play it with the pad?
Yeah, I didn't know what else to do. I was like, I want to play DDR, but all I have is Busta Groove.
I'm gonna tell you.
It was weird.
But it's great if you have two players both playing Busta Groove with a dance pad. It changes it so much because once you factor in the whole have to have it all done before the fourth beat,
Yep.
and attacks versus counters, you end up playing borderline Twister as you're like fumbling to dodge attacks and stuff in that game.
It was total twister. Total twister. Right,
total tongue twister.
All right, we're gonna come back here. This is one of those tracks where
before you start real quick.
Really hard to find the loop.
Safe travels, Chris Murray, if you're still in the chat to hear this.
Yep. It was cool meeting you at MagFest.
Yes, sir. We need to hang out and play games. Bloody Doug, you're too close to not do that.
We need to do things.
We need to play some games.
All right, ready?
All right.
All right, here we go.
Bob did it bad and everybody ballroom blitz.
All right, that's something else.
No, there's no Bop the Boogie. There's no Bop the Boogie.
Yeah, right.
There's no Up Junk the Boogie here.
Is that Limp Bizkit?
No, I don't. Was it? No.
Corn?
I couldn't tell you. I just know about Ballroom Blitz. I don't know about this other.
Typo Negative? Marilyn Manson?
Let's just go with yes. as made famous by the ultra hit Dragula. Anyway, this track is not that.
Has more in common with Dragula.
No, than Ballroom Blitz.
Yeah, this is a.
No, the opening to this track is Ballroom Blitz. I'll put $5 on it. That it's definitely Ballroom Blitz.
All right, we're going to listen to Ballroom Blitz. All right, we're going to listen to Ballroom Blitz.
Right. Chris goes, no, Kid Rock.
No, it is Kid Rock. Hold on, here we go. We're going to start up again.
My name is Kid. So I'm sorry, I got Ballroom Blitz for some reason from the beginning there. But
I think it's this part.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I think it's. I'm with you on Ballroom Blitz.
It's kind of funny having this conversation talking about classic music because I think it's interesting. Like, because everybody in the chat's like they know who these bands and these artists are, and you're dancing around them. But for the most part, you have to understand that these artists existed at least.
They're real.
They're real. They existed in some point in our timeline. But me, I didn't get into music like with my own personal taste until so late that a number of these guys just kind of didn't exist for me. I only knew about Typo Negative because a buddy of mine had an album of theirs when he was trying to help me find more music that I would like based on something I already liked, which is how I can't remember some of those darn albums. I gotta look it up one day. Like, there's it's weird stuff. A lot of really weird bands. But in the end, that's why I like things like the Skirts and, what is it? Catastrophe Wife and...
No, these aren't real.
No, these are real bands. Catastrophe
no.
Wife is a real band. It's a strange band, but it's real. Also, Halo Friendlies and Hysteric Blue. I could just keep naming bands that no one in their right mind would know existed.
Okay, this was a lot like me trying to come up with fake King of Fighter characters.
But these are actual bands.
Ash Bloodies.
The Ash Blood. No, the Halo Friendlies. Strawberry Machine Gun. Yellow Machine Gun. Pineapple Hopscotch. Joke, that's actually our band. That was the band I came up with.
Oh, was that for Rock Band?
No, yeah, kind of. We went to like a music museum. I was like, where's your band? And I was like, Pineapple Hopscotch. But yeah, I had a lot of weird bands that I liked growing up. And one day I was like, maybe that'd be like a weird thing to do on like the Facebook groups. Like just list all the bands I listened to during the late 90s, early 2000s, and just have people cringe at the names. Sonic Coaster Pop.
Sonic Coaster Pop,
You know about them.
I know them. Mm-hmm. They have super good stuff. Super fast, super happy. That's what we need.
So here's a fun thing. This is something to mention both now for the people in the podcast listening group right now, and also people that are going to listen to the show on Monday. Hit us up with some of your non-favorite music artists and or songs.
So you're the non-favorites.
No. Your favorite non-video game.
Oh, I see. What's some music that you just enjoy?
Just to enjoy.
That you just like.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, you don't have to dig deep just to have an obscure band unless this happens to be a band you just legitimately really like and you want to share. But hit us up with it. Like tell us in Rhythm and Pixels chat or Rhythm and Pixels Facebook group or through our email if you just want to share it with us. But we would love to hear it and it'd be kind of cool to learn that much more about you guys. But
I'd like that too.
But we've been talking about music like crazy and we didn't even talk about this sick beat that we just listened to.
First of all, yeah, the track is awesome. The game is crazy. I remember going to my friend Steven's house, going into his basement where we used to play Mario Kart and Bomberman all the time. And then he put on Uniracers. And he's like, yeah, man, it's like split screen racing, but you're unicycles, but they have attitude. And that's exactly what the game is. Yes. You are racing split screen, even if you're racing against the computer. Unicycles with tude.
Yes. And it doesn't even, it's like almost like, I want to almost say no frills-ish too, because there's the backgrounds are just like plaid color patterns.
Yeah, it's like checkerboards and stuff.
Yeah. And yet it still works. Like it's still enjoyable. You can still like bust out weird tricks with your unicycle and like do flips.
You get points, you get speed for doing tricks. So like spinning around and doing flips. But I remember the animation was really, really smooth. But I think that was because they made the characters of the game, the unicycles, really simple. So they and also it seemed like 3D, like CGI graphics, like how they did with Donkey Kong Country. It seemed like that. Maybe I could be wrong.
No, I think you're pretty on to something there. Just one random funny thing. You'll laugh at this.
What's that?
So Kung Fu Carlito goes, most of the real bands I like end up sounding like video game music. And I'm sitting here thinking, you haven't listened to some of the bands I just named. Go listen to Sonic Coaster Pop and tell me it's like it could be in a video game.
We should have like a Purnell Recommends Friday where you just like post it on Facebook or Twitter, like some of the stuff that you're listening to at the time.
And speaking of which, Biss is back.
Yeah, you're really into that.
I am so excited.
Limp Bizkit.
No Limp Bizk.
I was wondering what happened to those guys.
No Limp Crab Bizk. This is totally Biss. They are back. The Teen Seed Nation's back, baby.
In POG form.
In POG form.
All right, we're going into my last track. This one was, so we're through no, we're not. We have one more suggestion. Came from Mix Master. This is stages 6 and 7 from Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the Super Nintendo. Thank you, Mix Master. Because there's an extra X in there.
And I just realized something. We should just pick the NBA Live track as the last track.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I almost went with a couple others because but I'm going to hold them off for another episode. Sorry to the following people. I'd like to apologize to the following people.
Human number 2.
Christopher Shenstrom. Matthew Waldron. Matthew McDowell. Roger Pugalu.
Stop
Chris
it.
Murray. Kung Fu Carly. No, I'm playing his track later. Anyway.
Chris Murray. I've never listened to Coheed and Cambria. I don't know if Rob has, but I know that our like regular friend / listener Matt is a huge fan of Coheed and Cambria.
Friend / listener.
Well, because he's both.
He is both.
He's like a really good friend.
Pog form.
I've known Matt about as long as I've known because you worked at the store at the same time.
We did. Yeah, I started working there. Then I think he came in later. Because I started working there because Darius from the arcades was working there.
TNC Surf Designs is back. Where did that come? Have you played TNC Surf Designs, right?
Yeah. I played the second one. I was super into.
Did Biss in any way factor into that by that naming? Like anybody that, like the gorilla name like Biss or something like that? I don't know, man. Because I love how Carlito goes, "Oh my God, TNC Surf Design is back!" Like, where'd you get that?
I don't know.
None of us know.
Town and Country.
But that is the game I'm thinking about. TNC Surf Design was the one where you can use the surfing gorilla, right?
Yeah, he was like well, in the second one, he was like a skateboarding gorilla.
Oh.
But it was...
He didn't lose his toot, though. That's the important part.
Oh, yeah, he got all that toot. Can't lose that toot. It was in that era of games that was like a bunch of mini games. So it was like California games or winter games. So you had skateboarding, you had surfing. I think that was it.
Maybe all you need.
And surfing, town and country.
You had your town, you had your country.
Wait a minute.
Now you had your town and country, and you had your surf design.
And you had your surf and turf.
Everybody.
Wait, what was the second one called? It was called
Organ Piano. Well, there's a garbage pail kid I didn't expect to think of just now.
So the gorilla's name is Thrilla.
Thrilla Gorilla.
Thrilla Gorilla. It's called Thrilla's Safari. Oh man, I used to love that game. I don't even know why. This song is crazy.
Yeah, perfect track to beat your head into a wall to. Freaking super Ghouls and Ghosts. It really is. Everyone in the chat seems to really like this track, and for a good reason.
Oh, it's very, very good.
But I don't retract my statement about it's a perfect track for beating your head into the wall to. Because this game is so...
on the loop. You ready?
Yes.
You're listening to stages 6 and 7. Is that scary? Stages 6 and 7 from the game Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the Super Nintendo, composed by Mari Yamaguchi.
It's amazing that I've played this game multiple times, but I've never heard this track because good freaking luck getting past stage 2.
This is a rough game.
Every one of them.
Oh, this was submitted to us from listener and Patreon member Mix Master. This from XVGM Radio and Pixel Tunes Radio. Mike Levy, he had like a challenge of this game, right? Where you had to like go as far as you could on one credit.
Well, that's not a challenge for me because I'm not going to get past like the 5th screen.
I got really excited about the challenge and I thought, oh, I can do this. I can get better at this. I'm good at patterns and no, I'm not.
I want to almost say that I was around when you accepted that challenge and I immediately just said, I don't even know how, I don't know if you played this game before, but you're not going to get.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I know you're trying really hard, Rob, but you're not good.
You're not good. In your defense, no one's good at this.
I know you're going to try really hard, Rob. But you're not good enough.
God, Jesus, stop it. This is one of those games where it's like I feel like everyone likes to say, no, I won't say everyone likes to say, but...
Let me stop you right there.
You're just not going to survive.
Not good enough.
You're just going to fail. But like, Ghouls and Ghosts, the entire Ghosts and Goblins lineup is a prime example of one of the few games, I'll say. I don't think there's a ton, where... You can say you're good at games. Heck, I like to say I'm good at games.
You are good at games.
And then I put these games in.
This game, you turn this game on, and
I want to break things.
And it says, let me stop you right there.
The game says, like, let me put you back in your place, young man. You think you're old now. You think you're grown. Well, then, drop to them britches. That's party time.
I think that's what kills me, because the soundtrack is so cool. It's so, it sounds very, like, old school horror movie. It's very adventurous. It's very scary. And it makes you want to explore and have fun with this game, but it just crushes your dreams.
It really does.
Yeah.
And then, like, Maximo came out, which was like meant to be like, hey, a revival of like, remember that Ghouls and Ghosts series you liked so much? Here's like a spiritual successor. And that game, while not as hard, not nearly as hard, was still pretty freaking brutal. And the thing is, I almost think it's like a slightly humiliating concept how like Arthur...
I'm gonna pause the episode.
Ooh, Elvis needs to go out.
Yeah, Elvis is giving me the eyes. This is the part of the show where I walk the dog. Where I put him in the backyard for a second there, so I'll be right back.
It goes pretty quickly, guys, so no worries. But, funny fact, before I started getting really into the chat that everybody was having here, I actually brought the Switch with the intent being to play Ghosts and Goblins here, as depressing as that would be, because I would probably not get past stage 1. And for the record, for anybody in this group that has played Ghosts and Goblins, have you found a reliable way to get past Red Arimer? Because he is the reason why I'm terrible at this game. If I can get past him, I do so much better. So much better. But he is a pain in the butt. He's unpredictable, and he just flies right in your face on a regular basis. Like, he's a pain in the butt. I've never reliably found a way to kill him. Maybe I will just play it while we're waiting for him to come back then. But yeah, I'm terrible at this game. If I could get past Red Arimer, I would do better. In fact, years ago, my friend Mike and I, that's not even years ago. This was like last year when I went to E3. We went to an arcade in downtown, Los Angeles, and we played the Ghouls and Ghosts arcade machine. And we had like a challenge to see how far we could get in the game before, yielding, just to be like, hey, I'm better than you at this. And the piece de resistance was actually beating Red Arimer. And after that happened, I was like, well, I'm cruising now. Ultimately, we both ended up beating him, but I think I beat him second with 1 life to spare. And I managed to still get to halfway through the second stage on that 1 life. But it was just a matter of, again, getting past him, because he is a freaking jerkbag. And Capcom should be ashamed of themselves for creating something so just unworldly frustrating. Or otherworldly frustrating. It's just brutal. Brutal. Yeah, but yeah, you say save states, by the way, but the problem is you can't. If you use a save state, then this is one of those rare cases where I feel like if I use save state, yeah, I'll be able to see the game, but I just need that feeling to say I beat this jerk. Because I think this game even had a stage select, so you could put in a stage select code and see every level you want. But if I ever want to just try to make a run of the game, I got to beat Red Arimer, and I got to beat him well. And then he makes his jump backwards while shooting forward. I feel like the only tip the Angry Video Game Nerd gave was how to properly throw your controller so it can smash into the most pieces when it hits the wall. I will say, Ultimate Ghouls and Ghosts is legitimately fun, though. It's still brutal, but it's more fun than the classic games were, I think. Also, I think Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the Super Nintendo is actually more fun than Ghosts and Goblins, too.
I'm back, everybody. How you doing?
Welcome back, sir. No, don't get me wrong. Who am I kidding? I do have a little shame, but when it gets to a certain point where I just legitimately want to experience the game itself.
That's what I thought it was.
It was Ghosts and Goblins. I, too, will just use save states or whatever. There's been a number of games I've played through and I had to invoke the save states to not, jump off of a bridge. But at the same time, I like to try to not do it first if I can help it. That way I can be like, well, I was able to pull it off because I'm a glutton for punishment. That's just me in general with games.
Where are we?
Remember, we got Ghouls and Ghosts, Arthur, Spiritual series, which got so as hard. Actually, and the spirit like spiritual freaking Battle Princess Madeline. And the thing is, I almost think it's like a slightly humiliating concept. How like,
all right, do you know what you're talking about there?
Do it one more time. Actually, and the thing is, I almost think it's like a slightly humiliating concept. How like Arthur. Oh yeah, I remember.
All right, ready? Here, I'll just cut that part off. Here we go.
And I find it especially humiliating how, I think they intentionally did this, how Arthur is a guy wearing armor, he's a suit of armor, and you would think as a heroic knight with a spear, he's, you know, kind of sauntering through mining, and if he gets hit, he dies. But no. When he takes a hit, he gets stripped down to his skivvies.
I love that. It's cartoony and it's demoralizing.
Yes, it's legitimately
great.
demoralizing. Like, I'm positive that was their intent.
Oh, I love it.
And then as graphics got better, they made the underwear that much more hilarious. Like, that's when he got heart print boxers. So I was like, well,
That's right.
all these monsters and zombies, and there's like little to no humor in anything else in the game except for when he's dropped to his heart print boxers.
I love it out in this game, and a lot of games like Contra, where you kind of pick up different weapons and stuff as you kind of run and gun. This game, more than any other one, it's like, ooh, I got a new item. Why is it terrible? You know, why is this no good? Or in Super Ghouls and Ghosts, you can get like a golden armor and then have like a superpower kind of thing, and even that will screw you up because you have like you're planning on everything's timing of the monsters coming at you, or it just ruins your rhythm. You know,
We have to do the hold down the charge button to pull it off.
you
and
have
might
to
not
hold
want to
down the
it
button, and then you don't have the chance to attack and fight off like zombies or evil demon dogs or whatever. Oh, it's crazy.
But at the same time, for as brutal and absolutely unforgiving as it is, I give it love for one, just the fact that it managed to create a truly like horrific platformer. Like it does its job of saying this is a horror-based platformer, and you will be horrified by how bad you are at it.
It is survival horror.
Pretty much. Limited resources being your lot.
Yeah, we played a lot of this at Retro World Expo.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, because we had a little arcade with a bunch of cabinets in Connecticut, and I forget, like Ed and them, they were going to some other panel, and I was like, last year I kind of regretted not getting the chance just to enjoy myself and play a bunch of video games, and so that's what I wanted to do.
So how do we enjoy ourselves? We went head-to-head in Ghouls and Ghosts.
Ghouls and Ghosts, head-to-head.
And I had a lot of practice because I was saying earlier, but when you were walking the dog, how Mike and I went head-to-head at Ghouls and Ghosts in Los Angeles last summer. So when I played you at that arcade, I was like, I had practice.
Oh, was it the same arcade version?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
So I felt like a little bit of a head leg up. Oh, Mike and I were going head-to-head, but like our main stopping point was red armor. So once one of us beat him, the sky was the limit. It's like, okay, how far can you get after beating the jerkbag monster that is the red armor? And I got to the second half of stage 2 once I beat him, because while the game is still tough, he is the thing that I felt was truly just unpredictable, and I could not manage like a way to just like reliably knock him out on a regular basis.
So,
fun fact.
What?
I got to mention this because it came up in the chat by Soulless Sanctuary, and it's relevant to me as well. Resident Evil 2 is dropping to those listening to the podcast 3 days ago.
I'm excited about that. I really enjoyed Resident Evil 2 when I first played it.
Assuming they didn't block it out like they did Resident Evil 7, that could be Twitch-worthy.
That would be fun to do. I would play that. We should play that together. That'd be cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll choose one scenario to play with you. That way I can still play through the game at my own pace. But who am I kidding? I have like 90 games to play. I probably will be playing it only when you show up. But Resident Evil 2 is my favorite of the entire series, hands down.
I love Resident.
No secret.
It's a fun. It's just a solid game.
Chris Murray says he's never played any Resident Evil game. That is a travesty.
It's okay, man.
No!
It's fine.
No!
No, it's fine.
No! Not fine. Not because it's a shaming thing, but just I personally feel like you need to experience at least one of them. If you got to choose one, either Resident Evil 2, which, how convenient, the remake's coming out 3 days ago. But if not that one, then Resident Evil 4. And if you just play one or both of those, you'd be totally okay with never playing another Resident Evil game.
4 got a lot of love.
Oh,
a lot of love. I never played 4.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like that came out at a period of time where I wasn't playing a lot of games, just in general. So that's okay.
And you soil your knickers so easily while you play. You play at night.
Your knickers.
You play at night with all the lights off. When I was a kid, I would only play them when my family went to bed. And
Yeah.
I guess I love I said as a kid, 'cause I was like freaking 19 at the time.
I know, but like,
But still, I would only play at night when
Yeah.
everybody else was in back. I'd turn the lights off,
Yeah.
sound up, and I'd actually jump when things happen. The first time a hunter came at you in Resident Evil 1,
Yeah.
when you came back from like the sewer, the underground area, and you walk back in the house and you expect to see zombies, and all you hear is like these weird like webbed footsteps. Like, what the heck is that sound? And a giant, like the guy just like dashes by and hacks your head. I was like, what the heck was that?
yeah, it's
Game over. Like,
It
well.
is startling. And then when it's game over, you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't have tried to just kill all the zombies. I probably should have just run away.
Yes, it's just. But then once you
Very
but the,
good,
but
very
the,
good.
But the only downside, and then I'll stop rambling about Resident
The
Evil.
only downside is
well, it's not even really a downside. It's just like a weird thing. Like once you learn,
goofy, it's campy, it's hard to control.
well, all those things. Well, back then it was irrelevant because like at the time no one else had done that, so
Yeah.
you just accepted it and adapted to it. You know, if that game came out today with those controls, you'd be pissed though. But once you establish the whole idea of like, you know, knock down a zombie with a knife and then just like shoot him to finish him off and they'll never respawn again, I feel like a lot of the tension becomes lost because it's easy to manipulate the system to the advantage for yourself. Like, you know, monsters aren't a problem anymore. I can just, you know, kneecap them, stab them, shoot them.
Yeah, you gotta get an idea of like how to get through it. I remember there's a bonus for going through the game with just the knife. That's I was
Not happening.
I
I'm
was
not.
like, how do you like? How long does that take to do?
Can't all be tofu.
Yeah, you turn into Tofu Man, which is just I guess a clear model.
It's just a block of tofu.
Okay, do you remember? It was in GamePro or something, or Game Informer. It was a screenshot of Resident Evil 2 with Akuma shooting a fireball.
Yeah, I do remember that was one of their April Fool's jokes.
And everyone's like, "Oh my god, did you?" And so people were trying everything they could in that game to unlock Akuma,
Which, by
from
the
Street
way,
Fighter in Resident Evil.
if they put him in the remake, that'd have been perfect.
Oh, that'd be great. I bet he's like an Easter egg. I really hope he's an Easter egg.
he
'cause
should be,
That's
because
a legendary April Fool's joke.
Yes, it
That's
was.
so funny. I wonder if Capcom even. They got to be aware of it, right?
They should be. I
Because
would think.
it was a publication in America.
But then again, it's possible that Capcom America is aware, but Capcom Japan is not.
Yeah, that would be funny if they did do it. Well, I'm going to turn this track down, and we're going to get into the part of the show we call the bonus round.
Bonus round.
Yeah.
Rob and Purnell do the bonus round. We listen to music every night and day. Anyway,
That is true. No, we do. It's true.
the bonus round is the part of the show where we play covers and remixes based on our theme. And we also play arrangements, which is what I've been doing. So, Purnell, what do you have?
Well, I think you actually did come across a few that our listeners submitted, but at the time when I
did.
picked
I
mine,
did.
I didn't come across any bonus round type tracks.
But you did happen
They
to find an
listeners
artist that
submitted.
I'm a big fan of.
That is true.
Yeah.
I decided to take a little weird trek and say what I'll do then is I'll take a track that a listener submitted and find a cool remix / cover to it. And what I did choose was Matthew McDowell, who submitted Lonely Rolling Star from Katamari Damacy, i.e. my favorite track from Katamari Damacy. So I decided, look for a remix. And what did I come across? A baller of a jam called Love Everlasting, done by someone that goes by the name of DDR Kirby.
Yeah, this artist, I feel like he picked like a screen name back when he was using like AOL Instant Messenger or something, and it just kind of stuck with it for, forever. But he does these really cool, fun chip tunes. Like he has a ton of albums, he or she, I'm not really sure, but tons of albums of amazing chiptune music, amazing techno music, and like hundreds of YouTube videos of this person doing glow stick dancing. So all about it. DDR Kirby, Lonely Rolling Star. That song never gets old.
No, it doesn't. So good.
It's really good.
The funny part is I can still hear the lyrics.
Yeah.
Coconua, Otamanuyo, Coconua.
手のあなた大事な夢を描くあるまでは主張をけてまたは You're lonely rolling star 立ち止まらないでね You're lonely rolling star サメを向いて行こう
I used to go to work singing this song very, very poorly. And I didn't care who heard it because it made me feel so good. Fun fact, guys, by the way.
Oh, that was a
Tofu from Resident Evil. That's how I learned about what tofu was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Well, I was listening to it. I didn't know what tofu was until he was in that game.
You know, what?
Like, I never heard of tofu.
In general. Oh, interesting.
Like, I never heard of it.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, you can use this character named Tofu. Like, what the heck is tofu? And I was like, bean curd. That's a food? I love tofu. It just took me a long time to realize that it could be good.
Yeah, you can do a lot with it. I'm doing a thing now where Trader Joe's sells packages of it where it's like pre-baked. Mm-hmm. It's not really pre-baked. It's kind of it's been pressed already and it's
liquidless.
It's got some kind of marinade on it already. But I chop it up thinly and I pan fry it. And it comes out crispy like bacon. It's insane. It tastes like bacon.
That's what's up. Tofu. I feel like tofu gets a bum rap from like the carnivores out there who feel that since people typically use tofu as a meat substitute, that it can't be good. And my take has been, I think admittedly you guys got me into at least giving it a shot.
Yeah, we eat a lot of it.
Yeah, and then after I had it here done well, I started working with it at home. And then I realized that it really is just a flavor sponge for what you cook around it.
Yeah, it really is.
So you can really make that stuff sing if you know what you're doing. And baby, I know what I'm doing. Safe travels, Chris Murray!
See you, Chris Murray. The song's for you. This is really good.
I love this song. You're reading the lyrics?
Yeah, I don't know the lyrics. Come on.
Hey, I don't know. This could have been like your secret talent. The world's about to fall. The world's about to meet its end unless one brave man can stand up and sing the entirety of the Lonely Rolling Star song.
I'll be that man.
My time to shine, people.
This is so good. There's so much going on in it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, lonely rolling star. How you doing? It's me. Not so lonely standing star.
It's me, your friend, the universe.
How you doing?
The king of the cosmos. In my mind, that's how he sounds.
Honestly,
He sounds like Purnell.
the king of cosmos?
Yeah.
You bored me with your poor star creation techniques. Let me show you how it's really done.
A disapproving father. I ruined it all, and now it's up to you to clean up my mess. You do such a terrible job.
That's a darn shame. Poor Prince. This track is titled Love Everlasting. It is a remix of the song Lonely Rolling Star from the game Katamari Damacy, composed and done by DDR Kirby, and it was submitted by a listener, Matthew. Well, the song request itself, the normal, was submitted by Matthew McDowell, and I hope you enjoyed the remix
I really
that I
liked it.
selected for the track.
I like that very, very much.
Beautiful.
All right, so my track is coming at us. It was submitted to us from
Warp speed?
coming at us at warp speed, going super fast, and it's gone. No, came to us from Kung Fu Carlito, who's with us in the chat. Maybe he's still in the chat. I don't know. But this is the arranged version of the theme of the Pretty Girls Team.
Oh, mercy. Oh, what'd you say? You said you looked up the actual translation. What was it, the song title?
Yeah, so this is the women's fighters team from King of Fighters 2002. The arranged soundtrack that was released for this game. So the women's fighter team, I think, is Blue Mary and King and
Yuri?
Probably either Yuri or Athena. Athena, I think, is Team Psycho Warriors or Psycho Force. So they of course, they all have these teams, and then these are the lovely women team. So it's like all the women, put them all on one team, and they're going to fight. They all have terrible names. The official name of this track is Diet,
which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, there you go. So this is from King of Fighters 2002, the women's fighter team theme.
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this.
Basically, with
I think I went to download a different one, but I got this one instead.
I need to try this tofu dish.
I was going to do Fairy. Oh, wait. I'll be right back.
What happened?
Oh, of course he's on.
Right. I'll be right back. The missus has arrived. Loco Roco. We still need to actually come up with a mutual video game for us all to play next month, too. I need to submit that to the group. Because we did, what games did we play this month? There was Fatal Labyrinth and Celeste, which I'm still actually playing Celeste. I actually made more progress than the previous time I played it. But we got to come up with something for next month. And we got to try to come up with something that more people would like to play. But it's hard to choose games. Like, what are some games that you guys would want to play as a group, like collectively? There's got to be some stuff floating around out there in your mind that you'd want to play collectively. But then the question becomes, what? Wow.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I remember that. And then they had the sock operas. After these messages, we'll be right back. All those. I remember all those jingles, man. And then, I must do it. I'm actually like on, fighting games, you'd kick the tar out of me, but I think I have a few. Double Dragon, that'd make an interesting choice for a game for the group. Especially if you manage to pick up that Kunio-kun collection that Japan recently got, which I still am sad that we didn't get it, but I'm considering doing a serious import of it because a lot of them are still in English. This is my backlog, and I finally got 2DS XL. Yes, yeah, 2DS XL, man, that's going to swamp you. There are so many good games for the 2D, for the DS, the 3DS and the DS, technically. You just overload. And if you end up getting a flash cart, you don't have to worry about hunting down all the harder to find DS games that are pretty much off the market anymore. Like Avalon Code. Yeah, I do need to play Loco Roco. I seriously do. There are a wealth of games I need to play. Like, it's ridiculous where I'm at right now as far as games go. Like, I'm looking at my Switch library right now, and I have, right now on the list of games I need to play, Labyrinth of Refrain, Covenant of Dusk, Mega Man 11, The Raven Remastered, The Book of Unwritten Tales 2, The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, Celeste, Save Me Mr. Taco. I need to finish Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. I just bought Dimension Drive, by the way. Really weird shooter.
So I picked the wrong track.
What?
Yeah, I picked the wrong track.
Well, just re-record the part and say, or even better, no, leave it, Play the track.
No,
and then come out like, whoops.
I want to introduce it correctly. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is the women's fighter.
Oh, mercy.
Coming at us at warp speed. Going super fast. Okay, good thing I made a dumb joke right there. Here we are. Were you finishing a thought? I didn't mind to.
Oh, no, we were just talking. And we were talking about. He would say like, you gotta get into probably play Loco Roco, and I was thinking about that, and I was like, I'm sitting here looking at the games I have currently like queued up on my Switch that I'm like just knocking out. Cave Blazers, which Ed Wilson convinced me to buy. Or by convincing, he just said, "Hey, Perter, did you buy that Cave Blazers game?" And I said, "No, but I'm going to now." I'm weak. Penny Punching Princess. That was Elvis. Penny Punching Princess. Bomb Chicken. Golf Story. Oh, Jesus craps. Tetris. Omega Strike. Party Hard, which, by the way, you should try. Gris. And Katamari. That's the demo. Katamari Reroll. Into the Breach. And the list just goes on. It's redundant. But... yeah, I need to pull something on.
All right, ready? Mm-hmm. This next track is... oh, here we go. I just put the record button in the chat.
Record button.
There it is. This next track comes to us from Kung Fu Carlito, and this is from King of Fighters 96. It's the arranged track. It's the arranged version of the track called Fairy.
96. That was a good year.
It was a good year.
Vintage.
A good year to fight, Purnell.
Bang, bam.
And become the king of it. Fight and become the king of it. See, that was better. See, it was short. It was clean. That was a good podcast. Good podcasting, everybody.
Where nothing could possibly go wrong.
Yeah. You know, if you just do it live, everyone's watching you, it's totally fine.
He's probably like, where's my bed?
Song called what?
Summer Song.
From what?
I don't know. Mixmaster says this riff sounds a little like Summer Song.
Joe Satriani.
Oh! My boy!
I know that one, yeah.
I know Joe Satriani is Surfing the Alien. This is a really good mix. This is a really good arrangement.
Oh, yeah.
Kung Fu Carlito bringing the heat.
This is a good one. All these arranged soundtracks are so good. 12. Okay.
I do enjoy the fact that the chat is slightly behind because, like John is like, our Mixmaster's letting us know about Joe Satriani. We're like, we looked him up. But I actually am surprised I didn't know this, but I have like 2 of his albums at home.
Oh, really?
Oh, Joe Satriani, yeah. And there was another guy named, like, was it Steve Vai, I think? Yeah. I bought one of his albums, too.
I'm not surprised that you'd be into it.
Oh, yeah.
So this is
Sick stuff.
So all these are arranged. These tracks in particular that I'm looking at in this one included or arranged by the same composer of the original track.
Oh.
Shinsekai Gakyoku Zatsugiden. And this is the theme, Chitsuru Kakura's theme. We're bopping at this thing now.
I might have to get the rest of the tracks.
This track was called Fairy, which is the theme of the character Chitsuru Kagura from the game King of Fighters 96. This is the arranged soundtrack, originally composed and arranged by I couldn't even say it before.
Shinsekai Gakyoku Zatsugiden.
Thank you. Thank you.
I only know it because
you were looking at it too.
Because Kung Fu Carlito outright said that was SNK Sound Team back in the day.
Oh, okay. That is the SNK Sound Team. So very, very cool.
Look out, Falcom Sound Team. Somebody's got your number.
Yeah, we got to do an episode on just King of Fighters arranged music, which might not be that bad. So for more information on the bonus round part of our show, go to rhythmandpixels.com. We'll have links to Bandcamps and SoundClouds, YouTube pages, everywhere where you can go and buy the music and support the artists. And so we're going to end on Electric Boogaloo.
Gotta do that testimonial.
I think it's the right one I got.
NBA, I sent you the link, I think.
NBA Live. Yeah, I know, but I downloaded it already. Yeah, NBA Live. I used the YouTube that he sent. That was in the original email or something.
Oh.
I don't know if it was in the...
Well, I don't remember which of the two. I just know I sent you the link because I only got it from the...
We're going to find out. Ready?
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh. Just gotta let's listen to this for a minute. All right, we gotta get back.
Keep her down now.
That's amazing. Thank you for listening to Rhythm and Pixels episode 16-9, our monthly Patreon live streamed episode where we play track suggestions.
Oh my God, this has been such a great episode.
We have had some great suggestions this time around.
Between the suggestions and just everybody hanging out with us in the chat and Elvis being Elvis, it's just been a great episode.
It's been really, really good.
I'm almost wondering if we should ever consider doing themed. It gets hard enough. We want to just get people to be able to submit episode or tracks, but it makes me wonder if we should just one day say, hey, you can submit whatever tracks you want, but in case you think you can hang with it, here's a theme.
Try to get them into a theme. Yeah, I like that this is the opportunity to showcase what our listeners, who are extremely knowledgeable, have excellent taste.
Yes, they do.
They're all wonderful, good-looking, great people.
That's right.
That's right.
Even that one guy.
Chris Murray?
Especially that one guy. And sometimes that other guy, too.
Yeah. Purnell?
Yeah, him! That guy. What a quack, right?
Well, at least they have each other.
That is true. That Purnell guy, what a can of worms he is.
This last track comes to us from Electric Boogaloo. This is called Down to the Wire from NBA Live 98. This is for the Sega Saturn, the PC, and the PlayStation, composed by Traz Damji. Oof, it's good. For now, it's very good. Very, very good.
Is it very, very, very,
That's like
very,
the theme
very
of the
good?
episode. It's very, very good. Do you have the testimonial to this track?
I don't, but I can get it in just a second.
Oh, hold on. Boom.
I got you. I got it right now.
Yeah, right now? Mm-hmm. It's very, very good.
Very, 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 very good.
Do you have did you want to read it, or should I read it?
I can read it.
All right. I'm doing a lot of like little on-the-fly editing today. Ready?
Gotta show everybody what you get down with. You get down to business.
You know what?
I didn't know you were going to start it. All right, here we go.
I know this is like the problem. I'm like on my time, Purnell. All right, ready?
Got it. Boom. So, with this track,
I caught myself say boom. All right, you ready?
take 95. And along with this excellent track, Electric Boogaloo actually also submitted us a pretty solid testimonial that I want to read on the show, because why the heck not? So, the testimonial goes as follows. NBA Live 98. A game I remember seeing my brother and his friends play when I was just a kid, and I remember being enthralled by the menus and the music, something that for years have been in the recesses of my mind. When I eventually got a copy for my own several years later, everything started to become clear. The game, while aged considerably, is still fun to mess around with. The presentation is a nostalgic blast from the past, and the music, oh god, the music, composed by the Humble Brothers, Traz Damji, and performed by the NBA Live Orchestra, was as good as I remember. And once I heard this song, Fresh Trip, my mind started to travel back in time to the late 1990s, when watching NBA basketball was as exciting as it ever could have been. And that is why I wanted to share this criminally overlooked soundtrack to you guys. And you know what, Duder? Mission accomplished, because as a guy whose brother was obsessed with NBA Live, which resulted in me wanting to avoid them like the plague, I was unable to hear this awesome music being played because I was dodging it. And I'm glad to hear it now,
Yeah, I'm
because,
really into it.
dude, this is good.
This is really good. This has got all the funk just dripping from it.
Yes.
Excellent stuff.
I love it. I love it.
Well, how about you say we wrap up this show?
This gobbledygook.
All right, if you want to get in touch with us, if you have a track suggestion, if you just want to say hi, if you are in a band or a remixer, or if you know someone and you want to, submit some of their music and have us give it a listen, or maybe even play it on the show.
Or if you want to recommend any Twitch game suggestions, or if you want to submit other tracks for future Patreon episodes.
Yeah, absolutely. Send us an email. Email is the best way to do it. No, email is a way to do it.
But there's also the chat groups and stuff, which we'll get into later.
Yeah, but what's that email?
rhythmandpixels@hotmail.com.
If you want to see the full track listing for all of our episodes, access to all of our episodes, and access to all the other fun stuff that we're doing and stuff that's going on, go to the website.
rhythmandpixels.com.
If you want to say hi to us at other places like social media, we can see us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and YouTube. It is Rhythm and Pixels, all one word. That's a lot of the conversation seems to be happening there on the Facebook group called Rhythm and Pixels Chat.
Please come all in, give a join, and hang out with us. We do Game of the Month chats.
I think it's just an open group, right?
No, I do accept them.
Okay.
Which, it's for the record, is kind of funny because I'm almost positive I might have one or two of those weird, like, hey, I want to join your group. I am totally not a bot. But since it's listeners to the show, and I don't know every listener, so I'm like, well, I got to take a leap of faith on this. I guess it's a human being.
I don't know if that's a bot. His name is Chris Murray.
Oh my God! I didn't know.
It's the rise of the machines.
I didn't even notice.
Also, if you want to say hi to us we're on Discord. So if you want to go check out our Discord server, the link is on the website. It's on the menu bar at the very top there. Can't miss it. If you want to support the show, go ahead and tell your friends. Please tell people you know.
Share.
Share it on your Facebook or Twitter. Also, you can hit the subscribe button or you can leave a comment. That's always super helpful. That helps other people find the show as well. And it doesn't matter where you're listening either, if it's Google or if it's Spotify.
If it's on the plane, in the rain, on a jet.
It is cool that
Mets.
it is cool that we're on Spotify. So if you're like listening on iTunes or something and you want to listen to it somewhere else, it's on Spotify, which
still blows my mind.
I know there's not a lot of podcasts on Spotify, which is really neat. So yeah, check us out there. If you'd like to support us in other ways, like all the people watching us be stupid right now, you can go to patreon.com/rhythmandpixels.
Get stupid now.
Get stupid now. What's that from?
Beatmania. The original Beatmanias.
Oh, wow, that's right. In jokes like that from 2001, before 2001. So patreon.com/rhythmandpixels. You can check us out there. Any donations or monthly donations there, they give you access to monthly live streams of us doing the show, usually at the end of the month. And we sometimes we have other things, other live streams and other little goodies there. And we also like to say thank you at the end of every episode. So I'd like to thank Brian Kunkel,
Max Man the Kunkel.
All right, these are all King of Fighters characters.
Oh no!
Bloody Alex the Messenger. I can't think anymore. All right, Stephen Miller. He's a fighter. The Autistic Gamer. Thank you. This was your first live stream checking us out. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope we didn't scare you off. I hope you didn't see us and be like, wow, these are a bunch of weirdos.
Well, we are weirdos, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah, now you're one of us now. I'm going to thank Cameron Worma, the man. Love that dude. Christopher Shenstrom, Damian Beckles. Thanks for hanging out with us when you could. Wicked Sephiroth, always coming through with the excellent requests, and not requests, but like suggestions.
Yes.
Track suggestions. Okay, Impala.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. I just replaced my Impala's battery.
Yeah, I got a new battery in the Impala. Not this Impala, but Pernell's Impala. Not you, his. Anyway, I want to thank Carlos Kung Fu Carlito from the Heroes 3 podcast. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for the suggestions. Henrik Anderson from the Camouflage podcast, the Commodore 64 podcast. Michael Bridgewater from the Forever Sound Version, another video game music podcast from over the pond in North England. His last episode was it was on the Odyssey sound chips, or the AY sound chips. Really cool episode.
I'm going to be that weird guy, but it's not just because of where you live, but also because I'm an aficionado of the stuff. You need to do an episode that you tailor make to tracks you can drink tea to.
Tea drinking episode.
Yes.
The gauntlet's been thrown into a cup of tea. Michael.
It would be totally awesome. I'd be giddy with that one.
Oh, man. So I'm still loving your show, Michael. Still appreciate it. I want to thank Brian Pitt, Morton Gangso, Chris Murray.
Murray!
He's on a plane right now, but thanks for listening when he could. I want to thank Jupiter Jazz, Soulless Sanctuary, Mix Master, John Jekyll, Joe
Jingleheimer Schmidt,
Joe Vassallo, Chris Steenerson, and David Smith. Thank you all so much for your continued support of the show.
Thanks for being great folks.
It means so much to us. So much to us. It helps pay for the domain, helps pay for the hosting, helps pay for us, doing all of the live shows and equipment, all that stuff. It really helps pay for all that. And it's helpful.
It helps with things like breathing.
And if you don't like us anymore, it's fine.
No, it's not fine. Tell us why.
If you don't like Purnell anymore, it's fine. You don't have to say anything.
I can change. Just tell me what I did wrong. Is it my sweater? Is it that I'm not good at ghosts and goblins? Is that it?
It's not the sweater, because the sweater looks dope.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening to the show. It's been Rhythm and Pixels. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Purnell.
Have a great week.
And remember, this is probably an easy peasy lemon breezy one, but times are weird now. People are just angry. Lots of anger. Sometimes for things that personally I don't even understand anymore. It's just weird things. So I just propose just general kindness. Try to inject kindness to those around you. I admit, you can't do it everywhere, especially when the social media verse is concerned. Sometimes it's just too much. In which case, Just walk away. Conserve your own sanity so that you can continue to be kind to those in your actual vicinity that you can get in touch with and be close to. Don't let the negativity of what's going on in the world at large bring you down, because it sure as heck isn't worth it, and there'll be a brand new thing to be upset about tomorrow. So why waste the energy today?
Stay positive.
Stay positive, drink tea, and don't play Ghosts and Goblins, because my God, it's gonna hurt.
I'll listen to this track some more. Oh, it's over. Thank you, everyone, for coming on to the live stream. We've been streaming for a while now, 2 hours, which is about right. We have some guests coming up in a little while, right? We have XVGM, Mike Levy, and Justin, what's his name, coming on.
Justin Schreiber.
Justin Timberlake.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Just in
It is
time.
not. It is not Justin Timberlake.
So he'll be coming on. They'll both be coming on to return the favor from the last. We came on their show months ago.
Yes,
And that
but
was
then
like a
scheduling was really brutal. As
That
far
was
as like
that was a
matching
weird
up.
scheduling back then too. And then this came up, and I was like, "Geez, it's gonna be February, so it's gonna be
It's going to be swank. Is what it is.
the week-
Valentine's week, you said.
the week after Valentine's is when that episode will come out, like February 20th.
So get your
or 19th.
conversation hearts ready.
Right. Get ready for that. Share us with the ones you love. Mm-hmm. And then the week after that, we're going to have Jamal Ephraim. He is Key J Music. We're really excited to have him on. We played his music quite a bit. He's got a lot of Kingdom Hearts projects going on, so that's going to be really cool. And I think we've got some other... that one developer, what are they called?
Oh, actually, not well, they're going to come on later, because apparently he wrote and said that the soundtrack release got delayed, but once, and I'm going to respond to them. Actually, I probably should do that tonight and just let them know that I agree with the idea that we should just wait until closer to the
but
release.
they didn't say what date it was. It was delayed to, so we don't really know. But we're gonna have that, and then Lame Genie is gonna be on the show soon. Not exactly sure when. We have 2 weeks where there's nothing. We don't have a topic planned, so it's gonna be either one of those weeks, or one of those weeks will be the live show in Philadelphia. And
do it live.
doing it live, and then I think some other games composers. I want to get DJ Cutman on the show, and that will be it.
One day I should
That's
just.
all I have for now. Anyway,
I think it might be funny when us to just post like pictures of like the games I got on the chat one day, just to get people to be like, okay, so now you know where the suffering is coming from, where the indecision happens.
oh right.
And then from there, it might be easier for people like, okay, seeing what you're dealing
I come over, you're always playing something though.
Yeah, I find things, but I bounce around too much. Like right now, for those that are in the know, I recently reviewed Tales of Vesperia Definitive. So I'm playing through more and more of that. And I like it a lot. But at the same time, I want to go back to Robbie Reeby.
That was fun. I did enjoy that.
Yeah, man, that game is good. It's just so weird. But the gameplay is tight no matter how you make it. No matter how you scratch it. It's just good. And there's just so many good games. Like, and then we got Resident Evil and Kingdom Hearts coming out soon, which prompted me to boot up Dream Drop Distance finally to try to sit through it. Cause that game was driving me nuts as far as how crappy its controls were. What is this?
I wasn't expecting this. Is the say ending to God Hand. I was not expecting that. But we can listen to this jam again.
Oh, I love this track.
Yeah.
The linearity of 13 is how I was able to beat it. We're talking about Final Fantasy 13.
That had lightning in it.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
one that everybody seemed to hate it.
I never played that one. Yeah, I played 10, obviously. 12.
You know you played 10. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's your baby. I
lot.
don't think you played 12 though, did you?
11 was the online one, right?
No, yeah, 11 was online, so both of us likely skipped that.
Yeah, I played 12.
So you
played
did
12.
play 12.
Yeah, all the way through.
Bosch
Yeah.
von Ronsenberg of Dalmasca.
I'm Captain Bosch.
That was the one.
That was so funny.
12 is probably, gameplay-wise, it is my favorite one. And I still wish they'd go back to that format, but expand on it more. Because with that game, eventually you just started using bubble on every chance you needed to, and just kind of going nuts with like melee combat. But it was good. That game was just great. It just needed a better story. Did I do all the missions? Wait, all the missions from what? Oh, and 13? I know I did a lot of them, but the missions themselves didn't open up until you got to the open plains. I can't remember the name of that planet, but when you go down to the surface planet, that's when you start to really get missions. But before that, it was so linear that you could just press forward and not get T-torn. And by the time you get to the point where the world does open up, you kind of tell yourself at that point, just get to the end, see what happens, and then come back for the new game plus-esque follow-up, and then go beat the giant turtles up. Giant turtles. Break it down now. I am your god, and this is CNN.
Oh, we have fun here, don't we?
Yes, we friggin' do. Man, this is why I like doing it. I just like hanging out. I like talking shop, playing games.
Yes.
And like I said, like it's weird. Like, fun fact. So we were talking. This personifies how, or it emphasizes how I feel about a lot of the listeners in the show. I was chatting in the Discord group a couple of days ago, and one of the listeners made a comment about Tommy Tallarico, wherever you pronounce his name. Tallarico. I had not slept much. Anyway, the point is, he brought him up. Damn face. And he mentioned, have I ever been to a Video Games Live concert before? And I said no, unfortunately, which is kind of pathetic considering that the last one was within walking distance of my house, which in any other circumstance was probably not a smart thing to say. Because it could make it like, oh, now I know Purnell lives within blocks of this place. Or I used to live within blocks of this place.
Right. Well, we talk about the East Coast a lot, like that we're in
that
area.
But this nails it. I outright said where I was and I could have walked there. That nails it. But even still, it's like, I kind of didn't care. You know? Mainly I probably should not. Or I probably should care. But at the time, I was like, whatever. They're all cool people. Like I said, if they were local, we'd probably be grabbing beers together. When we met Carlito, our Kung Fu Carlito, we met Chris Murray and all that. Well, I met Kung Fu
My
Carlito.
cousin was there with his girlfriend in the same place as I was the whole time. I still missed him. The Magfest is so big.
Oh, it was Damian Beckles. I didn't realize so that's your screen name on there. I got to remember that.
What's up?
Utopia Nemo, I want to say it was.
Oh, really?
I didn't realize that was his screen name.
Oh, yeah. They mentioned you a lot on the VGM Jukebox.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they were saying Utopian Emo.
Oh, stop.
It was a joke at some point.
No, the automatic fight. See, I gotta set this straight. All right, you'll appreciate this because I think we had this chat before.
All right, real quick, and then
we got to cut.
we got cut.
So the Final Fantasy 12, Mixmaster goes, a lot of people were against the automatic fighting in Final Fantasy 12.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool. He loved it too. I feel glad that he said that.
I
All right.
was...
But the thing is, like, people say they didn't like it, but to me, it was perfection because the idea was that you program these characters. It wasn't just automatic. It wasn't an AI that the game just selects, like when you play a Tales game and you say, be aggressive, and they just do stuff.
Yeah.
And this, you specifically said, here is how you... Oh, Damien Beckles is Jet Steel. I'm tired, but I'm getting them down. Anyway, I'm sorry. But Final Fantasy 12, so it's like, you program the moves in so that the characters act exactly as you tell them to. Mm-hmm. So... if you get a perfect loadout and the characters are doing things perfectly, you did that. You came up with the perfect macro.
Right. Yeah. It was. You still. Yeah. It was a good. It was a good way to do something different. I feel like it was executed very well. I still don't think it was something that I wanted. I wanted more control.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you got
I think I
to.
still wanted more control. I still enjoyed it though. I mean, I obviously I finished it. I didn't like.
Well, here's the thing.
The armor, the way you earned like you could.
But that was weird. I
called?
liked it, but I didn't.
Armor grid or something.
The license grid.
The license grid.
I liked and disliked at the same time because I liked just unlocking stuff, but it was absurd that you had to unlock a license to put on a hat.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I want to get this hat. You can't wear the hat. I want to get this knife. You can't wear the knife.
But the thing to keep in mind, though, is that like a lot of people say, I wanted more control, but given the way combat works and how it flowed, how would more control actually work to keep the pacing right?
Oh, I mean, for that game, right? No, because it was designed around something else, and that's okay.
Because like Final Fantasy 15,
you're trying to be like, how could you shoehorn like turn-based into that game?
No, it's not even about shoehorning because you totally could.
But I'm saying like you'd have to change the game in order for the pacing of like a turn-based combat to work, right? Yeah,
you wouldn't even have to change like.
But you just told me one other thing.
No, I'm saying if you took the game and said let's make it turn-based, they could do that because it would just make the guy stop in place and it would say, okay, pick a move, and they would inject an active time battle.
Yeah, they could do that, but it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it wouldn't feel. It would work. I wouldn't like
right.
it.
It would have to be completely different because the game was built off of the MMO engine.
Yeah,
the game felt like you were playing an MMO,
and it was gorgeous.
It was all right. The game was very gray. It just looked very gray. Excellent music though. All right, we are cutting out for the evening. Thank you all again so much for joining us on the show.
You guys are fantastic and friendly. Fun folks, and I'm going to get that I'm going to get the names right. I think it's a weird transition, as Electric Boogaloo can attest to, when it was like I was constantly confused. Rob was too, actually. We were constantly confusing his two names.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were trying to go with his Discord name versus his other name, so it's just it's an adjustment.
I think every time that happens, I'm just going to put out the little Titus.
But let's talk shop. Let's keep chatting, whether it's in the Discord chat or Facebook. We can talk games. We can play games and just be cool dudes. You guys have a fantastic night, and we'll chat with you later.
All right. And